Forest Fire product here. 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 That's right. Forest Fire product here. Where it's at, bringing you all your lacrosse needs. I'm your host, again, Forest Fire product, and this is going to be the first official episode of my brand new NLL news series in the Crease. Big news coming out of the NLL. They have switched their broadcast rights to YouTube, specifically TLN, or the Lacrosse News Network. It's probably I would say the biggest lacrosse news network on YouTube. They're just huge. It's just like beyond words. It seems like they're gonna have territorial blackouts, and if you don't know what that is, it basically means, at least from a standpoint of me knowing what a territorial blackout is, like what they do in the NFL. If you live in a certain area between that team's home game and it's not a sellout, you cannot watch it on TV, or in this case with the NLL, online, it seems like. Which, if that is the case, it's going to cause just huge complaints, because you don't see sellouts like every game in the NLL as you do in the NFL. I mean, the Buffalo Bills, where I am, they totally suck, but we still get to watch about 75-80% of the games, and people still go to their games. But with the Bandits, I mean, they do sell out probably 3-4 games a year, but you go to other places, they see probably one sellout for a home game a season, and that's saying a lot for them. And I'm not trying to say they don't have a big fan network, but it's the truth though. They don't draw as many people as the Bandits or Rochester or Toronto, places like that. So if that is the case, it's a very bad idea, and I don't go for that. It seems like TLN is very excited to get this contract with the NLL. It'll boost them up. Live stream, last year they didn't mention it, but it sounds like they're not going to use live stream anymore. They didn't mention it, but I don't know. Live stream was it was like YouTube, but everything was live on there, and it was just horrible. I didn't have any problems until last year, where if you go on there, I couldn't watch, like, there was 3-4 of the games that they would just lose the signal, and you just couldn't watch the game. I mean, you had to listen to it on the radio or something like that. But for me, it was like it drops out on the East Coast, but the West Coast is fine, or vice versa. It was really confusing. I can guarantee you probably won't see this with YouTube. It's a much more secure network than live stream or any other live site. And it's going to be available on mobile devices, your iPhone, iPad, most Androids. With live stream, it wasn't available, I believe, on mobile phones, so that's a very good thing as well. And also, the Bandits hosted their 2012 free agent open draft pick camp November 10th, and I'm going to show you some of the clips and highlights of that camp. Roll it.
Every second you're on this floor, we are evaluating. You guys are here to win a job. You're not here to make friends. The guy standing next to you is the guy that's going to take your job, unless you take his. I am itching to make an example out of somebody. I want your best shot, because when I come back from that and punch the out of you from that, there's no doubt. We want the best. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Go, go, go.
Well, first off, it gives the rookies a chance to get going, get their feet wet, especially against some of the older guys that they're going to play. Some free agent guys, some older guys, some local guys from around here, gives them a chance. And you never know. I know Rochester's been successful the last couple of years finding a player each year that at least has made it to their practice roster. So that's our goal, that if we can maybe find a diamond in the rough, I guess.
Okay, that's exactly right. In Rochester, Kurt Stiers, he just held free agent camps, I believe, for the last 2 seasons. Really paid off for them. They got 3-4 solid players out of it. Some of them even made it to the final roster and got to see action in games. And what Steve Dietrich is trying to do is that he's looking at what these other teams are doing, and they're seeing the success they have, and they're like, well, there's nothing stopping us from doing it, so we're going to do it. And he's a newly appointed GM. He's familiar with the Bandits. He played with them for years as their goalie. Bandit Land just loves him, and he's making an immediate impact as the newly appointed GM, and Bandits fans can, really look forward to a great season under his new leadership.
Show everybody that I deserve to be the #1 pick and stuff like that. Show them what my strengths are and all that stuff, and I get to meet all the guys.
Okay, now if you didn't know who Dane Smith is, he's the Bandits' first-round draft pick. In Junior A, he was untouchable. Scored 107 points, like 38 goals and I believe 69 assists, something like that. With Junior A, the Kitchener Braves, he was just phenomenal. One of the few players I think I can say that the Bandits drafted that can make a major impact this year with the Bandits. Obviously, he's not going to go out scoring 38 goals, nowhere rivaling Tavares, but he will definitely get, I guarantee it, probably 10 to 20 goals this year. He's more than likely going to start the games, at least make it onto the final roster, not be on the practice roster.
Right now, this is more important than a game, boys. You'll never make it to a game if you don't go through this. If you ain't willing to earn it, then we don't want you. After the record we had last year and the season we had last year, every spot's open. We're looking for guys that are going to come in and compete and take jobs from other guys, and these guys are really putting on the line right now.
Being on the floor, lacrosse is it's hard. It's like sprinting all the time, so it's hard to prepare for that, but I've been trying my best.
I just can't get away from it. I'm still playing, even at my age. All the other guys are all retired now, and all I got to do is just try and put my best foot forward and just do the best I can right now.
And now it comes down to goaltending, the Bandits' goaltending situation. At the camp, I believe I only saw 3 goalies. I don't have an exact list. Now, I know for a fact that one of them was Finley Wilson. The other one, I think, was Kurt Wagner, who he was signed by the Bandits in September. He found good success with the Philadelphia Wings for about 6 seasons. He also saw some stints with Orlando, New York, and Edmonton, I believe. And, he's a good goalie. He has about an 11-point goal average per game. And, that's good for backup. It's going to be a tight draw between him and Goodleaf. And if not, it's going to be even tougher going for that third string, because you've got a lot of great goaltenders out there that are in contention for this third string. Finley Wilson, he was with the Bandits. He was their practice roster or third string goalie about 2 years ago. After that, he found success with currently the Reading Rockets of the PLL. After their starting goalie got a concussion in the first game, he stepped in, doing a pretty good job. Great job, actually. And he also found success in Can-Am, the Canadian-American League. It's up here in upstate New York, southern Ontario. And they got some pretty good players there, a lot of players that are starting to make it into the NLL. And it's starting to, I can definitely guarantee you Cosmo will start. He will be the first string. He's a great veteran. He's a great goalie overall. A lot of Bandits fans, you see tons of hate mail on the Bandits Facebook page about him, but it's like, he's just starting to get in. He didn't play that season in the NLL. He did play over the summer in Senior B or Senior A, and he did a great job in the Senior A. You know, he's a phenomenal goalie.
Happy.
I'd rather put them through it than them put me through it. So yeah, I really do enjoy it. I look forward to this time of the year every year, and you know, no different this year. Having a great time, and really glad to be back working again.
It's not easy being an athlete, is it?
Okay, so that was the Bandits 2012 camp, and it sounds like it went over well for them. They got a lot of strong players out there. It's going to be hard to pick, you know, those 2-3 players that are going to make it onto the roster. Kilgore said all the jobs are not safe on the Bandits roster from last year, and you already saw that. Cut 3 players right off the bat. Lord, Weiss, Montour, gone. And with that being said, if they're going to cut Montour and, you know, all of them, who's to say, you know, they won't cut Kolewski, which some people I know don't like Kolewski because he made that one stupid mistake last year in the semifinal. I'm not going to get into that now. It's a long story. But there's other players that that are good players for the Bandits, and they could see their jobs gone, go into these, you know, guys that come up from the, you know, free agent camp. So it's definitely a good camp. Went over well for the Bandits. Can't wait to see who they're going to pick, if they pick anyone from the camp, and it's a good thing. Okay, so in other news, in the PLL, you got Reading taking on Charlotte, because who else are they going to take on? All the other teams folded. Well, I'm sorry, they're going to play Syracuse at the end of the year. But Charlotte prevailed against the Rockets, 16-12. It was really hard fought. You had a player from Reading score 6 goals alone. One player scored 6 goals. You know, the other team, another player scored 6 goals, got a double hat trick. You're definitely going to see some players from the PLL start to move up to the NLL. Probably next year you already have Keel Mattis, although he more than likely was going to get drafted even if he didn't go into the PLL. But there's a lot of great players that are former NLL players that got cut or going to the PLL, or they're college players that, you know, didn't get drafted. They're going to go to the PLL, then they're going to go to the NLL. So it's definitely a good thing that the PLL is there. It's sad to say it sounds like it's going to fold, though. The NLL, I said that with the NALL 2 years ago, because, you know, all those teams just, you know, dropped out like that. But they're starting to, you know, build up their teams. But then again, the NALL season did not start yet. And it sounded like you were going to have a great season 2 years ago, or last year, and that never happened with the NALL. So who's to say that won't happen again when the NAL relaunches with, I believe, 5 or 6 teams they have, maybe 4 this year. So, yeah. So that about wraps it up for the first official episode of In the Crease with Forest Fire Product. Please like and subscribe. It really helped me out. Check out my other videos. I do some gameplay, stuff like that. So, yeah, this is Forest Fire Product signing off.